What is going on, guys? This is your main man Ben here, and we are Talk Active. I work in technology field as a PC tech administrator, analyst for at least 10 years. I like cycling, boxing, outdoorsy things. We generally talk about current events, technologies, sports, or sometimes by request. We are regular people with factual experiences. It would be nice if we can contribute to the universe. Let's talk about it. What is going on, my good people, man? This is your main man. It's been a while. I think almost a month. Episode 13. Finally, we're moving along. The last one we got was that George Floyd. We are kind of moving along with some recoveries and some good stuff, man. But today, we are going to talk about technology. It's going to be special because we are diving into an awesome experience, like in the future. We're going to talk about that later on or soon, but we are going to focus on this device today, guys. If you're familiar with Segway, Segway is like, the self-balancing device that was introduced way back in, I believe, 2001, popularized by, Steve Jobs, Elon Musk. They do have a lot of marketing for that. And that's a two-wheel that you go in the middle and balance. That Segway that you see a lot in malls, the mall cops, they ride that a lot. The TSA in the airport, they have that. Some law enforcement, police, I see that in downtown Baltimore, Inner Harbor. I see that a lot. And some campus securities in the college. I see that in the local community college, in universities. They do ride that. So what is Segway? Why is it important? Let's talk about this. So Segway is an invention that would change the world. Even the late Steve Jobs said that. So it would be bigger than PC. That was the great Steve. He believed in it and he put a lot of hype on that thing, man. But personally, I think that still stands, except for bigger than PC. You even see that group rides tours in Washington, D.C. They do have that Segway tour sites. They go ride the Segway. They go to different sites, Abraham Lincoln. They go to different side of D.C. riding the vehicle. So what is Segway? So Segway was invented by an American engineer, Dean Kamen. Let's put this. Who's this guy? He's very rich. That's all I say. He invented some things that contribute to the IVs. Let's summarize it up. He owns more than 1,000 patents. He's rich. So basically, he invented this thing. He founded this in 1999. Kamen and his team created Independence iBot mobility system. What is that? A self-balancing mobility device that can climb and negotiate uneven surfaces. In 2002, first Segway personal transporter, or what they say, Segway PT, was sold in Amazon. That was way 2002, way back, for $5,000, guys. 5 G's. That's a lot of G's. So, Kamen dreams is that it would be the ultimate urban transporter. When that comes up in my mind, ultimate urban, it should probably replace bicycle, scooters, and all that stuff. Most likely. But then again, that's subjective. But that was his vision. So, fast forward, the company never sold 1 million units. Not even hundreds of thousands. So basically, for $5,000 a piece, they never sold hundreds of thousands, man. So in 2009, Kamen sold Segway to Jimmy Heselden, a British entrepreneur, a former coal miner. Unfortunately, in 2010, he died on an accident fall off in the scene. A Segway vehicle was found near him, so he fell into a cliff. I believe it's near his property. and a Segway was found near him. 2015, a Chinese company called Ninebot bought the Segway company. July 15, 2020, will end the production of Segway PT. So this is give us a summarize of what is Segway, its brief history, its ups and downs of why did Segway fail. It has this amazing technology, the iBot system, that even Steve Jobs believed that it will revolutionize everything. It will be bigger than PC. Had Elon Musk talked on his stuff in there that this is a different technology. I mean, why did Segway fail? I believe contributors in this one. But basically, in this time, Ninebot accounted Segway for less than 1.5 of the company's revenue. That's not a lot. 1.5 out of your entire revenue is not a lot, because Ninebot does not only produce Segway. They do have different types of technologies they produce. The more popular one, I believe, is the electric scooter, which is nice, to be honest with you. It's kind of affordable too, versus $5,000. Their scooters are like around $500 or $600 that can retract at least more than 30 kilometers. If you're into that, riding things like, if you ride Lime or Uber, in that range, that is very, very good range. So the big question still lies. Why did it fail? So this is just my opinion, okay? This is not any factual or anything that captures numbers or any statistics or accounting. This is just my opinion. So I believe Segway failed because it did not meet its target market. When I say target market, who's your main customers for this one? On my limited observation, Segways were catered for personal transporters, are more popularized by law enforcement or tourism. That itself is a very small market share in comparison to the general public. Let's put an example for a similar two-wheel transporter. According to U.S. bicycle industry in 2019 alone, 15 and 20 million units were sold in the United States only. 15 to 20 million bicycles were sold in the year 2019. That's a staggering number. Let's put it into account. In equation, if a Segway full personal transporter costs $5,000, that is a cost of half of a car. Well, a used car, that is. But it's still a functional four-wheel equipped with an internal combustion engine, gasoline, and can go forever. You can go touring the entire America if you want to. Bicycles are not cheap either. The higher end road bicycle starts at least $3,000 depending on your level. Imagine the Tour de France bicycle. Man, that's easy. $10,000 cheapest. Not exaggerating. That's facts. Carbon road bikes are not cheap at all. Carbon bikes depends on what type of carbon you use, what type of resin, quality of resin, who made it. There's different types of carbon fiber. It's just not one generalized one. There's different levels. So when we talk about carbon fiber bicycles, there might be 1,500 carbon bicycles in REI right now or in performance bicycle, but there are carbon fibers that's just the frame alone is $5,000. That's facts. So why are we throwing numbers? Why are we throwing numbers? It's because numbers matter for the general public. Let's put an example. I introduced myself to cycling in year 2014. I want a starter bicycle that will introduce me to the sport. And I feel good about spending a good chunk of money. Enter my first road bike, bought in REI. REI is awesome. Spend a good $700 in it. For a beginner mountain bike hobby, that is a decent price. But for the general public's views, that is ludicrous. Walmart has Mongoose bike for $1,700. See my point here? $700, $175. So I can't jump into a new hobby or pay for an experience and shed $3,000 right off the bat if I'm going to go get a nicer bicycle. $3,000 is a good investment. Fast forward 2 years later, though, I did my first titanium mountain bike that was more than $3,000. It's worth every single penny. Numbers is important for us to understand what we're going to get on the device that we want. It brings, to the table. Reading the specification is okay, but an actual experience that brings euphoria won't suffice until you're actually riding the vehicle. $5,000 is not enough for me to stay. I'm staying away and level the playing field. That's already a no for me. $5,000 for the PT, Segway PT. I mean, that's a big chunk of money. So if we step back here, $5,000 for the PT, I'm going to say, why did Cameron sold the company? He probably saw something in there. It's sustainable in a sense, but I don't think it's meant for the entire public to be riding Segway. I mean, it's possible, but at that price cap of $5,000, there's no way. It's not like bicycle that 2019 had passed. Now you're moving 2020. 2019 used market for bicycles are staggeringly crazy cheaper versus the 2020, but it's still doable. If you release a Segway that's $5,000, imagine 1 year later, how much would that be in the used market? Plus the batteries and all that stuff, because batteries are really, really important for this transporter. So this is like their heart. The technology, the motors are okay. There are still very important, parts of the device, but the battery is like, this is where your distance will be covered, basically. So overall, guys, Segway forever etch a legacy on the books for self-balancing vehicles. No one can take that away. No one can take that away. It inspires new companies to innovate and improve the technology to bring it to the public on a realistic price. There are other devices such as an electric scooter. 9Bot company produces them, like what we talked about a while ago. But the original gangster, the device, the big one that looks like, robust looking ride that started it all. Man, I did not own a Segway for that very reason. However, as an evolution of the technology, me and my wife are waiting on our new one-wheel vehicle. So let's talk about that though, guys. But that would be a different talk. We're going to save that later. Once again, I appreciate you guys for the support that you showed for the Roadcast. Winners will be announced by the end of the month. I feel like I already won because the experience elevated my interest and growth as a content creator. And just within, I already grow up big time. And I appreciate you guys watching, man. But Segway, we are appreciative of what you have done to the community, specifically on the technology side. I did not own one, but it's an evolution for smaller companies that's going to be more successful in approaching the public mass on a very, very achievable price. You change the game, but then again, you will be forever missed. Once again, guys, thank you for watching and listening. We are Talked Active. Have a good day.